Are we here? Am I alive? Am I alive? I believe that I am. Welcome, Yo Bro Nation. It's been a long time, and I hear vehicles in the background, but welcome back, Yo Bro Nation. This is your night one review of WrestleMania, and you know, I gotta be honest with you. This was actually a really good night. I really did enjoy WrestleMania, and at least night one. And thank God things actually turned out the way that I had hoped, because it came real close to a certain somebody not showing up. There was a big surprise. Lots of actually really good matches. I kind of regret putting who I put on the thumbnail. But of course, that was supposed to be the main event. So I would say, all in all, tonight's WrestleMania was probably the best WrestleMania in a long, long time. And this is certainly, like, easily the best show of the year so far. And it makes me excited for night two, because I actually was looking forward more to the matches for night two than I was for the ones tonight. But I have my notes. I have lots and lots of notes, because I needed notes. While I pull these things out, because I should have done this before I got started. My highlights for the night, for instance. I'm going to take you on a journey. To 1998. When 14-year-old me first came across wrestling. And watching, I believe it was Nitro. And I saw Goldberg. And then the next week I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin on Raw. From that moment on, I was without question a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. I absolutely loved the guy. I loved the guy. I was a huge Austin fan, and I grew up with the Attitude Era. This is the stuff that I loved. And here I am, 37 years old, and I still love that stuff. Like, that did not go away. But tonight, sitting there, watching Stone Cold Steve Austin not just do the KO show, they actually did a match. And it makes me happy, not just because Austin was back, but because Kevin Owens was actually in a main event match. And I honestly, I can't say I've ever been happier for a particular superstar, not name someone who's like my absolute favorite. Kevin Owens more than deserves this opportunity. So yeah, Kevin Owens is in a main event match at WrestleMania, and I think that's freaking awesome. I'm happy for him. I think he deserves it. Definitely deserves it. But Steve Austin coming out there just brought back so many memories of watching this guy. And it wasn't like a squash match where, he hits him with a stunner and there's a few moves. It's like a Goldberg match where it's like a fucking, finisher fest, a finisher orgy, or whatever you want to call it. It was a legitimate match. And that makes me so happy. Now, it wasn't no 5-star classic, but for Austin, who hasn't wrestled in 19 years, had like a 7-8 minute match. That's pretty damn good for a 53-year-old man with bad knees and a bad neck and hasn't wrestled in 20 years. I could not be happier with this match. No, it's not a 5-star classic. I didn't need it to be. I'm perfectly content, and I am happy with what it was. I will take it. That is fantastic. Fantastic. I just got to see Steve Austin wrestle, and the crowd popping for a bell ringing. Oh, I am so happy right now. I'm living off of this. And I don't think anything that happens tomorrow night will give me this feeling that I have right now. This was the thing I was wanting to see more than anything else this entire weekend. More than anything else. But like I said, the matches this weekend, or tonight, were really good. And just seeing Austin back made it worth it. Made it worth it. Was like gave the fans home, gave almost everyone this euphoric feel. And it's great. It's great. I love it. I do. I love this. Another thing that was really awesome, and I know I had said, the whole Undertaker thing on my preview and predictions. You guys can find that on the homepage. But Cody Rhodes has come back to WWE, and you could tell he was happy. You could see it on his face. He was actually happy. Now, how long he's going to be happy, I don't know. But for tonight, Cody Rhodes is a happy man. And they let him come out with everything. The theme song, the folk, the whole Homelander look. Like, they let Cody Rhodes be Cody Rhodes from AEW. The American Nightmare, the logo, all of it. That was awesome. That was awesome. That gave me chills. My arm was chilled. I had goosebumps. It was amazing. And yeah, like I said, I figured it's probably gonna be Cody Rhodes, but it was still so awesome. Tonight's WrestleMania was cool. It was so fucking cool. I don't know what happened. I don't have any news in front of me so I'm privy to. The New Day match wasn't on the card. I mean, I'm not sad that the match didn't happen. I feel bad for Xavier and Kofi, Sheamus and them. I feel bad for them. Maybe they moved it to tomorrow night. I guess. Maybe. But that was not on the show tonight. It was scheduled for night 1. Maybe they pushed it back to night 2. Because night 2's only got like 6 matches. So it's not like they can't afford one more. And I don't know. It got bumped. Honestly, they could have cut that fucking SmackDown women's match down by like half, and I think we could have squeezed in New Day tonight. My God, I'm going to save how I feel about the SmackDown match until I get to it. That match fucking killed me. Now, Suzie was for it. Like, she's like, I want to see Ronda win, and I get it. She likes Ronda Rousey. I don't blame her for being excited about that. But personally, I thought it sucked. I thought it sucked bad. And I'll get to it. But before I get into all that stuff, all the stuff for the review, I would like for you guys to go ahead, hit that, if you haven't done it, if you're new, hit that, most of you probably are, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, like this video, it does help circulate it, and go ahead, join the nation, come on in. You can also follow us, woo, Dan made it. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook down below, links are down there. You know, everything that you need to find is down there. There's also a whole bunch of YouTube pages you guys can go watch. Some other YouTubers who talk wrestling, stuff like that. Speaking of YouTubers who talk wrestling, Jake is not here tonight. Jake didn't make it. Jake worked a long shift. He said he will be here tomorrow for night 2. I will allow him to run through his quick thoughts of night 1 so you guys can kind of get an idea of what he thought. And I'll let him talk about the Hall of Fame when we get to that tomorrow, because I'm sure they'll do another recap. But Jake won't be here today. He will make it, however, tomorrow. So that's why I made 2 different layouts, because I was smart. I knew I had to be prepared. So, house stuff out of the way, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Yeah, awesome. So let's go ahead and let's get into the proper review. So, WrestleMania 38, Night 1, Dallas, Texas. Not really. It's actually in Arlington, you know, but it's cool, whatever. AT&T Stadium. Look, the place looked beautiful. It looked beautiful. I know they didn't have the 100,000 people that they wanted. They they claim that they had like 77,000 people. Whatever. Sure thing, guys. Sure thing. It has to sound good, right? But the show actually kicked off with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Whatever. And then we had our first proper match, which was for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, as the Usos, defended against, I called them Nakaboogs. Terrible name, but Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Look, dude was jamming. Pat McAfee was into it. He like jumped off of the freaking announce table. He was feeling it. I was feeling it. It was a great way to start the show with some high energy rock music. And look, dude, their matching outfits look pretty damn cool. That's not something I usually look at, but that is something that, you know, Susie's got me to kind of look at it and get, you know, really into and be like, oh, okay, yeah, outfits are really cool. Because that's something she looks at, so I do too. Match did start fast with Nakamura hitting, believe it was Jimmy in the face with a fucking knee, and they started kicking him. The Usos did, though, get control. They did work over Nakamura. He had a hot tag to Rick Boogs, who does clear the house. He does a bear hug to Jay, and gets that into a suplex. I don't know what happened. But towards the end of the match, Boogs ended up getting both Usos up on his shoulders, but his knee gave out. And I thought it was like part of the story, but then I'm looking on Twitter. People are like, hey, no, I think he's legit hurt. So he does get the tag to Nakamura. They end up getting into control. The Usos do. Jimmy hits the splash on the Nakamura for a 2 count. But then they hit their version of the 3D. I forgot what they call it. But they hit the 3D and they win the match. You do find out later on in the show that Rick Boogs actually tore his quadricep. And I believe it came right off of the patella. So he's going to require surgery. Which, if you remember when Triple H got hurt, although Triple H came back early, that's like a 9-month process. So, speedy recovery to Rick Boogs. I hope he gets better. Hope he comes back so we can rock out with the former Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll miss him, but speedy recovery. As far as the match, it was a really good opening match. It was good. It was high energy. It was fast paced. The Usos should have won. I don't know if they called an audible. Didn't seem like it, but I do believe the right team did still win. And I thought it was a really good match. Then we go to a match that I had no fucks to give about, and I don't think anyone really wanted to see. That being Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss, who did win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal last night on WrestleMania. SmackDown, also, Ricochet retained his Intercontinental Championship for the Triple Threat, so I was up 2-0 for the weekend at that point. Sorry, stiff back. Drew McIntyre starts the match with some stiff shots. The comments about his mom on SmackDown. Oh, it was terrible. That was terrible. That was a terrible joke. But he starts with some stiff shots. Takes it to Corbin. You have a kick to McIntyre's leg and then a clothesline out of the ring. Corbin gets the advantage, pushes Drew into the ring post, starts working over his shoulder. You get a suplex and then some punches to McIntyre. Corbin does get distracted by Madcap because he's on the apron cheering him on. But that actually ends up costing him as McIntyre hits him with a spine buster. Drew hits him with a belly-to-belly. But Corbin does eventually get in a deep 6 to start getting the advantage back. He gets some more back and forth action between the two guys. Drew McIntyre with a clothesline off the top sets up a Claymore, but Corbin rolls out of the ring. You get a freaking plancha over the top rope by Drew. He's a big dude, and he's flying over the ropes like that. He shouldn't be moving like that, but he does. Drew then misses the Claymore, gets hit with the End of Days, but he kicks out, which has never happened from his time in NXT to now. No one has ever kicked out of the End of Days. Drew is the first. So that's actually a big deal. I'll give them that. He ends up hitting the Future Shock, a Claymore for the 3 count. Drew McIntyre wins the match. Afterwards, though, Madcap goes to get on the apron. Drew stops him with the sword, cuts the rope with his big, like a bomb went off. And Drew stands tall, winning the match at WrestleMania. I hope they do something bigger with him next year. Gives him something bigger to do, because I wasn't feeling this, if I'm being completely honest. I wasn't. But the match was good. I mean, I wasn't interested in the match, but these two gave us a killer match. I can't complain. It was entertaining. Believe it or not, it was actually an entertaining match. As hard as that is to believe. I was impressed. If I'm being honest, I was impressed. It was hard hitting. The action, he missed the Drew and Happy match. Oh God. Hey, Drew's a good looking guy, man. Drew is pretty good. Princess Deborah TV, tonight was awesome. Night 1, can't wait for night 2. No, absolutely, no doubt. Night 1 was pretty awesome. I had one match that I absolutely could not stand. It just didn't do it for me, and that's the SmackDown Women's title. I'll get to it. I'll explain why. I'll give my reasoning. Maybe some people liked it, but for me, just couldn't do it. Yes, it was a good match. Was a waste of Drew's talent. I agree with you, Dracos. But yeah, it was good. I actually couldn't believe it was actually such a good match. It sucks. Like, I've heard others say this, and I have to agree. Baron Corbin, anything they give him, he knocks out of the park. The problem is they keep giving him garbage. Garbage gimmicks. Garbage feuds. It sucks. He wasted, 4 months on this feud with McIntyre, where he only really wrestled him twice in the whole 4 months, which is good. I don't want to see rematch after rematch, but the whole point is the match was actually impressive, which allows me to transition to the next match. You want to talk about impressive? Let's talk Logan Paul. I am not a fan of either Paul brother, but you know what? Logan Paul put in the work. Dare I say, looked better than looked better than Bad Bunny did last year at WrestleMania, and I thought he looked really good. But dude, Logan Paul looks like he could do this. No, it's not a 5-star match for him, but damn, he looked incredible. He really, really, really did. Oh God, I won't read that. I won't read that out loud. Oh, hey, I like steak. That's all I'll say. So you had the Mysterios taking on Miz and Logan Paul in another match that I just wasn't interested in. But then the match happened, and I was like, holy shit, this is good. This is actually good. Not the strongest match of the night, but Logan Paul, dude, was impressive. This guy's never wrestled. He's boxed. He's got boxing training, but you could tell he really did work hard. And I saw Jake was on the pre-show. He said that Logan was taking this serious and was working hard. I didn't pay attention past that, but he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Dude worked his tail off. It's true. He did work hard. Looking at the chats here, it's easier for me to look at it here than down there, but anyways. Hold on. There we go. Steak. Yeah, he was, but it's a part of a storyline. I mean, I don't know, unless you're talking about something outside of the show itself, it's more or less, it's TV, I guess. I don't know. But as far as the match, yeah, he was fantastic. So yeah, Logan Paul comes out, him and Miz matching attire. I actually like the color scheme. And look, he really flexed. He comes out with the most expensive Pokemon card ever sold that he bought, and he's wearing around his damn neck. I hope whoever had that at ringside really held tight to that and did not let it go, because that card went for a lot of money. Yeah, at first I wrote down, athletic for sure. But then the match kept going on, and the dude was killing it. Sure, he could clean up, his steps and his, the way he placed his feet and stuff like that. But I can't complain. Dominic Mysterio in this match also looked really good. This is his first WrestleMania, the largest crowd he's ever competed in front of. And he killed it. Dom had something about him tonight. Like, he was in a zone. He was there to just do the absolute best he could do. And I've never really been a huge fan of Dominic Mysterio. I thought his first match at SummerSlam in 2020 was really good. And I didn't really think he'd progress too much from that point. But tonight, he impressed me. Dominic Mysterio impressed me tonight with the work that he was doing in this match. The match got started. You saw the athleticism of Logan Paul. Dominic Mysterio hit a beautiful moonsault off of the middle rope onto the Miz. Did an arm drag to Jake Paul, then a dive onto the Miz. Dom gets hit with from behind by Jake Paul. You see a nice power slam, he really hit the rotation on that power slam. A lot better than fucking Ronda did. We'll get to it. Then a good second rope blockbuster. Dominic Mysterio, though, gets worked over. He fights out of his corner, hits a DDT, gets to the hot tag. Ray cleans house. You get a double suplex. That gets broke up with a super kick by Dominic Mysterio. That gets into a small package for Rey Mysterio for a 2 count. You get a 3 Amigos attempt. Ray hits 2 of them, but Miz escapes the 3rd. Then Jake Paul does the 3 Amigos. 2, I believe it was Ray. No, it was to Dominic, I believe. I don't remember which one. But he hits it, and then he kips up. And you're like, fucking A, dude. This is what this man could do. He goes up top. He's mocking Eddie Guerrero. Hits a nice-looking frog splash. Gets the 2 count. Dominic takes out the Miz on the outside with a suicide dive. You get a double 619 on Jake Paul. Then a frog slash by both Ray and Dominic. But they only get a 2 because Miz breaks that up. You get a skull-crushing finale. Andre Mysterio for the 3. A suplex. That's what I said. A suplex. It's a suplex. Yeah. Suplex. I don't know. Just ignore me. So they get the win. They're celebrating. And then Miz gives Logan Paul a skull-crushing finale. What do they do? Setting up for a WrestleMania Backlash match? Like, what are they doing? I don't get it. That's the part that was like a head scratcher. Like, why did they do that? Anyways, other than that, yeah, match was actually pretty damn good. So far, I'm like, okay, WrestleMania, all right. You keep doing you. You keep doing you. We get Stephanie McMahon. She comes out. She introduces Chad Gable Stevenson. I don't know. It's spelled Stevenson, but they say Stevenson. I don't fucking know. Someone tell me. And they leave. Good for them. Then we get what is possibly match of the night. At least the second best match of the night. We get the Raw Women's Championship match. This was physical. It was physical in the right way. I don't know what they tried to do with that SmackDown women's match later, but this match was physical. And it had a great story. The struggle of Becky and Bianca trying to get that championship. My God. It, you could say, was a thing of beauty. Honestly. It looked really good. I watched this match and I was in awe of it. At first I was nervous. I was like, I don't know if this match is going to live up to the hype. It was brutal. It was brutal, but it was brutal in the good way. This one was, not the SmackDown match. I'm just going to go through beat by beat before I keep going because I'll lose train. So you had a big entrance with Becky. You see her new hair. Suzie said it looked ugly. The makeup didn't look right. She just didn't look right. But you got used to it by the end of the match. Then Bianca had to come out. Outdid her. Bianca looked fucking awesome. She looked awesome. She really did. With the band coming out and the way her hair was done. And the outfit looked really good. Better than what she wore last year. Last year's outfit looked kind of generic. This year looked like a WrestleMania attire someone would want to wear. And I loved it. I thought it looked fantastic. This was a hard match to keep track of because especially the first half of it, it was just move, counter. So if it sounds like I'm having a hard time and what I'm saying in my notes don't make sense, I apologize. But the opening part of this was actually really great. And I laughed out loud. Her hair reminded me of 90s cyberpunk look. You know, I didn't think about that. That's actually good. Yeah. That makes sense to me. I could see why you would say that. Yeah. Cyberpunk look. Yeah, that makes sense. So Bianca offers her hand. Becky laughs. Just like SummerSlam, she punches her in the face. Hits her with attempts a manhandle slam. That gets countered into a KOD, which then gets countered into a manhandle slam. Becky gets a 2 count. Becky starts laying in on her with some offense. You get a small package reversal. A couple reversals where they both go for a pin with small packages. You get a suplex reversal by Becky. A moonsault. Becky went up top and attempted a moonsault. She missed. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really think last year's look was as good as this. I loved Sasha's look last year. I thought Sasha looked fantastic. With the black and the neon green with the blue. I thought it looked really awesome. I don't know. I just thought last year's look for Bianca looked like she would wear it any other show. This one really stood out to me a lot. a lot more. Look at me here talking about outfits. Like, I don't know. But she missed the moonsault. Bianca tried to attempt the disarmor. That got countered. Becky started using the hair to pull Bianca around. Where am I at here? My wife thought that was pretty hot. You get a suplex by Becky. Then she whips Bianca into the ropes, throat first. You get a leg drop off the top rope with Bianca hanging over the top. She gets a 2 count. Becky attempts an armbar, which she transfers into a triangle choke. And then Bianca picks her up with one arm. And then both end up going over the top rope as she's trying to break it up. You get a suplex on the outside by Bianca. She gets back into the ring, but you get some stiff shots by Bianca Belair. You get some more back and forth, some more counters. You get a standing moonsault by Bianca for only a 2. Bianca goes up top, gets punched by Becky, but then Bianca gets her up on her shoulders and then just drops her chest and waist first onto the top rope. You get a 450 splash off the second rope by Bianca. Looked beautiful. It was a really tight rotation, but she still only gets a 2. You see at that point the frustration. Like, this is where the story starts to really kick into gear. You see the frustration. She's like, oh my God, what can I do? What else could I do to win this match? And I loved it. You could see on both their faces during this match, like, what am I going to, like, Becky slapping the mat, getting mad, like, the frustration, the antsiness of, God, I got to do something. I got to get this win. So she hits that one. She only gets the 2. Becky with a hangman on Bianca over the top rope. Hits a rolling thunder kick off the top rope. It was supposed to be a senton, but she didn't quite get it, so she cracked Bianca in the face. It looked like she really fucked Bianca's eye up because her eye didn't look right the rest of that match. You get the manhandle slam pushed off. You get an elbow from Bianca. She goes to run the ropes, gets an elbow from Becky. Some more back and forth between the two of them. Bianca attempts the KOD, but she grabs the ropes, Becky does, and then she just gets tossed to the outside. Bianca, in a panic, gets her back into the ring. Yeah, where am I at here? Yeah, Becky gets rolled back into the ring. She rolls back out. So Bianca follows. She gets the advantage on her, gives her a manhandle slam onto the steps. Bianca barely makes the 10 count. Oh, damn, my throat's getting tight. Becky has a complete meltdown. After she tried to roll up after that. She only got 2. She has a complete meltdown. A little bit more back and forth. Bianca ends up flipping out of a manhandle slam by using the second rope to flip through. Picks up Becky, hits her with the KOD. 1, 2, 3. You have a new Raw Women's Champion. Like I said, this match was awesome. It was just fantastic. I know there are going to be people who like the other women's match, but this was easily the best women's match. Will probably be the best women's match of the whole weekend. And she did. She almost lost. That's why I said the drama in this match, the antsiness, you could feel the stress they were having, the frustration. You could feel that come through your screen. And that's what made it so good. You could see it in their face, their emotions. I didn't mind the marching band intro. I really didn't. It wasn't great, but it was good. But yeah, you could feel it. You could feel their emotions through the screen, and they're going to have a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash because that's what they do. which Bianca will probably win again. I wouldn't be shocked if they don't put their hair on the line. Bianca's hair. But it was a great match. I loved it. I thought it was second best match of the night. Actually, I could probably argue it to be first. I could probably say it was the best match of the night. Wasn't my favorite match of the night, but it was easily the best. What could be argued as the best match of the night as well, Seth freaking Rollins had his match tonight. One, his outfit, not his best, but it was pretty cool. I liked it. I liked the entrance. I liked the choir or whatever doing the oh, like that was cool. Wasn't great, but it was cool. He comes out, everyone's quiet, or they weren't quiet. You hear the Cody chants, everyone's waiting. You see the spotlight in the middle of the stage, lights dim down, and I'm like, oh no, they're really going to do this. Pyro. And then you hear, there's more than one royal family in professional wrestling. I'm like, what? They're letting him do the whole gimmick from AEW. He had the Homelander jacket, the blonde hair, the tights, the boots, the fucking logo, American Nightmare, the music. Oh my God. I'm getting chills now. That was awesome. Now look, I'm not a big Cody Rhodes fan. And for me, Cody, AEW, WWE, I don't honestly care which one. But to see this, for Vince and company to give Cody this, hey, we're not going to change anything, man. What you were is what you will be now. Was great. It was just great. And I hope it lasts. I don't know how long it will. I'm sure they're going to give Cody an initial, pretty good push. He might, who the hell knows? He may end up wrestling Roman for whatever championship by, into the summer. Or if they make another Raw championship, he'll probably wrestle for that. Fuck, give me Cody versus Seth for whatever belt they're going to give Raw. I'm cool with it. If they actually do that. Do that. But that was such a moment. That crowd was into it. You could see Cody legitimately was kind of happy to be there. He even kissed the mat afterwards to be like, I'm home. All right, I'm happy I'm back. I don't know what happened with AEW for him to just leave. I don't care. It's his personal business. Whatever his real reason was, I don't care. I'm happy to see Cody back in WWE. I've wanted Cody back in WWE. Like I said, though, I'm not the biggest fan. Either way, I'm okay. But I'm happy to see him back. And I think it's good. It's good for him. It's good for business. It had to be Cody. There's too many. If it was anyone not named Cody or Undertaker or... No, I think if it wasn't Taker or Cody, people were going to boo it. It wouldn't matter. Unless maybe The Fiend. People would have been okay with The Fiend. But either way, this was a damn good match. It was, like I said, he had the full AEW gimmick, the huge pop. You get nice back and forth. The crowd's into it. You feel that electricity. I had a crap time taking notes because I was just really into the match. And it wasn't like no 5-star classic. I know there were some people on Twitter saying, oh, almost a 5-star match for Cody and for Seth. No, it was a good 4-star. It was. I'll be real. It was like a 4-star match. 4.5 maybe. If I want to be nice. No, not no 5-star. Not a 5-star at all. It really wasn't. Let me check this. Okay. Let's see, where am I? Okay. So yeah, you had the guys, they were going back and forth, checking each other out, doing the feeling out process. You had a pedigree attempt by Seth, then a crossroads attempt. You get some more back and forth. You get a suplex attempt by both guys. They end up taking each other to the outside, going over the top rope. Short arm scissors by Cody onto Rollins into a key lock. So you start getting some actual like chain wrestling happening here. Kick to the gut by Cody. Then an enziguri by Rollins, or a kick to the gut by Cody to Rollins when he's hanging over the top rope. The old, hardcore Holly look. Followed by an enziguri by Seth from the rope. Cody goes up top, but he gets drop kicked by Seth as he's coming off, right to the gut. So now Cody's going to get worked over. Seth starts to work over Cody's midsection. You get a bear hug, but Cody does break out of it. But Seth gets him back with an elbow to the stomach. Then followed by a chop. Cody builds momentum. Power slam by Cody. Beautiful looking, like that snap on his power slam was actually quite nice. Oh, where am I at? Clothesline over the top rope by Cody, followed by a suicide dive. Cody goes up for the moonsault, kind of whiffed it a little bit, but he recovered, made it look good, got the 2 count. Cody attempts a step-up kickoff off of the steps, but he gets caught, slammed, picked back up, buckle bomb into the barricade, gets tossed back into the ring. You get a diving knee from Seth Rollins, followed by the super kick into a Falcon Arrow by Seth, 2 count. A stomp attempt, a crossroads attempt, another stomp attempt, and then Cody hits his first crossroads, gets a 2 count. Cody goes up to the top. Seth gets knocked down, but Seth ends up back up there, hits an inverted suplex onto Cody, holds on, gets back up, hits a second inverted suplex, gets a 2 count. You get another pedigree attempt, countered into what I thought would be a pedigree attempt by Cody, countered into a roll-up, which then gets countered into a powerbomb, a double underhook powerbomb, to be more specific, by Cody. He gets a 2 count. Cody cutter off of the top rope. Pedigree attempt again by Seth. Pedigree by Seth. He gets a 2 count. They start to punch each other. Yeah, boo. Yeah, boo. You know, the thing. Cody starts to get the advantage, but Seth goes for his ribs yet again. Seth talks some smack. This is my house, my industry, blah, 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 blah. He kicks him with some kicks to the face. You can actually see the bruise on Cody's head after the match, where I think he got legit smacked in the face. But Cody grabs Seth, hits him with 2 consecutive crossroads, his second and his third, goes for a third, stops, lets Seth go, gets him with the bionic elbow like his daddy did, boom. Then hits him with a 4th crossroads for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Cody Rhodes wins his return bout at WrestleMania. And that was the absolute best way they could have booked it. Match was at least the second best match of the night, if not the best match of the night. Like, it could be Bianca and Becky, or it could be Seth and Cody. Either way, those were the top 2 matches of the night. And Seth and Cody was my second favorite match of the night. Then Bianca and Becky was my third favorite match of the night. It's going to be easy to pick what my actual favorite match of the night was. Come on now, guys. But I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved it. It was so good. So good. Fantastic. Really was. Oh yeah. He was beaten pretty good. He was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm back. This was stiff. Okay." Actually watching a lot of these matches tonight, almost everyone looked like they got whelped and kind of, beat up. Yeah, he did need the win. Hey, and you know what? Cody finally got cheered like a baby face. All you had to do was switch to WWE. The E-Drones were like, yeah! Woo, Cody's back! It was good for them. Good, though. I actually enjoyed it. I'm glad Cody came back. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Let's see what I got here. So they did the Hall of Fame recap where they went back over what happened last night, the speeches and everything. And then, of course, they brought out the Steiners and they brought out Charmel. And I'm not going to say nothing. It's fine. She had a nice speech. I actually thought what she said last night was really genuine, and I really enjoyed it, and it was actually quite entertaining. I forgot how entertaining she was as a character with Booker T when he did the whole King gimmick. It was actually quite nice. Shit fit her well. Scott Steiner with a live microphone. He said it himself. No, Austin was my favorite match. I didn't give a damn if it was slow or a short match or not. It was my favorite match, easily. But then they talked about the Undertaker's thing. Then Undertaker got to come out, and he did everything by himself. You know, he had everyone else, Vader and the Warrior Award recipients, and I liked that. So I want to talk just for a minute about the Hall of Fame ceremony. And seeing Undertaker back out there tonight did bring me to tears. Because I really do feel like this is the last time we're going to see Undertaker. I really do feel that way. I hope I'm wrong, but I think I'm going to be right. So, last night, I saw like the last half of it, and I didn't get to see the Steiners, and I came back to it, and it was entertaining. Vader's family was cute. I liked it. It was heartwarming. Charmel, like I said, enjoyable. I liked her speech. Then you got to the Shad Gaspard induction for the Warrior Award. One, I really wish they would have kept fucking Dana Warrior off TV. I was pissed off how when they were there, I get it, it was her husband. Bitch, he died almost 10 years ago. Okay? No, I'm not trying to be insensitive. But when we're there to talk about a man who literally passed away less than 2 years ago, and we were here to celebrate him, and I'm sorry, Dana Warrior, your husband was a piece of shit. Okay? By all accounts, sure, he straightened his life up. But for the most part, this is a guy who went out and ranted and talked shit about people and was paranoid as fuck. Okay? But you tried to compare your husband to what fucking Shad Gaspard did. No, bitch. No. No. I don't give a fuck if it was your husband or not. Stop letting her pass this award out and always trying to equate whatever's happening to her husband. Stop it. I don't want to see her. I would have much rather let JTG come out there, introduce him, and actually talk about the dude who died. At least he knew him and wasn't reading everything off of a fucking teleprompter. Oh, he sacrificed because that's the warrior spirit. No, that was him being a human being, a good human being, bitch. 1 second, please. And I don't care. I don't care if I offend someone. Well, it was her husband. No, the warrior. The warrior was her husband. Shad Gaspard was not. He wasn't. And I feel like he deserved the right to be represented properly. Not by someone who didn't know him, but by the people who knew him the best. So, no, I'm over Dana Warrior every fucking year when this comes around, coming out there, acting like she's fucking something special when she's not. You know what, just retire the whole Warrior Award after this year. I don't even want to see it again. There's no one I feel like they can give it to that's going to top this man. After hearing what his wife said about the countless occasions that he intervened or helped somebody who needed help. You know, taking down the gunman, politely escorting him and slamming him to the ground and waiting until the cops got there. That's some hardcore shit. All right? I'm sorry, Dana. I'm not going to see your husband doing that. Now am I? No, I'm not. And I'm not going to disrespect your husband's memory. I'm not. Because I know you loved him. And you saw a side of him that we didn't get to see. I get that. But don't then make this night about your husband. Stop it. Just stop it. Shad Gaspard was a great fucking dude from what I'm hearing. From what I'm reading. From all the clips they showed of him and his boy. That man loved his son. He didn't do this for whatever reason other than he wanted to save his kid. He cared about people. He didn't treat people like shit. He cared about people. The man didn't worry about being a champion. He worried about being a father. And his whole goal was to make sure his son lived. That's all he cared about, is making sure his son lived. So as far as the rest of what Dana Warrior has to say, fuck off, bitch. Don't ever show your face. And to preface this, for anyone who may argue when you see this, I said this on my previous predictions when talking about the Hall of Fame and the inductees. I did not want her there. I didn't want her there. I didn't like it the first year they did the award. I didn't like it the second year they did the award. I didn't like it the year after. I did not like it anytime she'd come up there because she always tried to make it into about her husband. And I get it. That's her husband. But stop. Stop, guys. Take her off. And if it's a condition of, well, it has to be her to be the presenter, then stop it. You know what? Do me one better. All right? You want to talk about a real good humanitarian? You want to talk about someone who really deserves to have that award named after them? Change it to the Shad Gaspard Award. Okay? Do that. That's someone who should have the right to have it named after him. Do that and we'll talk again about it. Other than that, next year I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is next year. It's not going to matter to me. I'm going to move on from it. Shad Gaspard was a great fucking person. Rest in peace. I'm glad that his family's being taken care of, and I'm glad that he's the one who received that award. It should have been him last year. It's fine, but he had the right to be respected the proper way, not like that. Now let me talk about The Undertaker. I cried like a fucking baby last night. Seeing him out there, listening to him talking about his mental moves, it brought joy to me. Seeing Mark Calloway, not seeing The Undertaker, seeing Mark Calloway talking, reminiscing, talking to Triple H, talking to Shawn Michaels, talking about these people we've never heard of, but how much of an impact they made on his life and how big of a help they were. Listening to him talk about his kids, listening to him talk about his family, his mother jumping over a barricade and having to be barred because she cared about him so much. I loved it. It is, to me, the best speech I've heard at a Hall of Fame. And it's not because it's The Undertaker. It's because it was just him and a microphone. Just having it just going. They just let him go. And Vince inducting him, I loved it. The what chance, Vince like, I'm going to bring Undertaker out here to whoop your ass. Fine. I like that. Cool. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. And I was teary-eyed. I was in it. I let the feelings come in and wash me over. And I was already crying from the Shad part. So that was already getting to me. But it was good. It was good in so many ways. It was, and then seeing him again tonight, coming out there and just, I don't know, they just let him have the floor and him getting, you could see it in his face that he was like, oh God, I don't want to give this up yet. You could see it in his face. I want this. 70,000 people, 60,000, whatever the real number was. You could see it written all over his face. I still don't know if he's actually going to compete again. I have no clue. But I would look forward to it. I would definitely look forward to it. Here's to hoping. So, that's my quick thoughts on the Hall of Fame. Moving on to the rest of the show. They did announce the attendance as 77,899. I don't know if I believe that number. I actually really doubt that was the number. Okay. Let me rehydrate my throat because I have a lot to say now. Okay. Smackdown Women's Championship match. Now, I don't know who watched this and who actually enjoyed it. Now, I was interested in the match. I was interested that Ronda was back. I was interested in seeing her versus Charlotte for the title in the main event. That's why I made the thumbnail. It was good for business, right? I thought that's good for business. I considered putting Becky and Bianca on there. But by the time they announced Austin versus KO as the main event, I done made it, couldn't change it. That's fine. My fault. Man, I don't even know if I want to review this match outside of, I don't know, a couple cliff notes here. I thought this match was terrible. It was definitely the worst match of the night to me. My wife, Suzie, was very much into this match until about halfway and she stopped paying attention. And she was invested. She wanted to watch this match. But she stopped watching. She lost interest. I don't know if it was just because she wanted to get busy. I don't know. But my wife no longer cared. And I no longer cared. I watched this match, and from the get, it was just rough. Like, these two have no chemistry. I don't know what happened from their first match at Survivor Series back in 2018 to this point. Like, the chemistry they had at WrestleMania at 35 was better than this. I don't know what happened here. This was a train wreck. A total train wreck. And I'm not going to say there wasn't good spots. There were a couple spots I was like, oh shit, that's pretty good. But overall, like as a complete package, this looked like, let me try to explain this without being offensive to anybody. I guess the best way is just to be as plain as possible instead of trying to equate it to something else. It was like neither woman was willing to actually give in this match. Every time one would start to build a little bit of offense, the other one immediately had to cut it off. Especially Charlotte. It's like they weren't giving these women a chance. She wasn't giving Ronda a chance to really breathe. She was no selling. Ronda was no selling. It was terrible. I hated this match. I got bored with this match. I got bored taking notes and just having to write, well, counter. I hated this match in the worst possible way. It was a terrible fucking match. This is the best. It was like both women were beat to, like Ronda was beat to hell. Like it was like Charlotte was going stiff as she could possibly do. And I know this is a trope that you get a lot with Charlotte Flair, but come on, man. Like, there was no story in this match. There was no story. If you wanted to call it a story, the story was who's going to try to outdo who? And then you got, I get it, they're being fed lines, but you got Pat McAfee. Oh, this is a classic. No, a classic trash match. this was fucking horrendous. Whatever's the complete opposite of stupendous, that's what this was. You know what? Look. Go to Google. What is the opposite of stupendous? Ordinary is the opposite of stupendous. This was ordinary. And you know what? Dare I say, that don't even cover it. That doesn't even cover it. This was fucking trash. Trash, I tell you. Trash. I'm going to give you, I guess, a few notes here. So, like, it was physical. That's what my wife said, physical. So I wrote that down because it wasn't terrible at first. Charlotte just kept trying to ground Rousey. On the apron, Ronda took a really bad, nasty bump on the apron, but didn't sell it. She was back up pretty quick. Rousey tries for an ankle lock, gets set to get sent to the outside. Flair slows the pace down, works the neck. A knee by Rousey to the head, 2 count. Flair takes control fast, then Ronda kicks Flair, multiple arm drags, then a spear by Flair. Natural selection was countered into a choke, then into a backdrop. No one gets the advantage. That's what I wrote. No one gets the advantage because no one cared. Flair keeps countering. Nasty power slam. Ronda damn near dropped fucking Charlotte on her head. As much as I hate Charlotte's wrestling at times, doesn't deserve to have her neck broke. And she came like this close from being rotated right onto the top of her head. Fuck. I ain't getting no money off of this. Ankle lock by Rousey. Reversal into one by Flair. Ankle lock again. Locked in with a grapevine. I'm like, okay, cool. This is where it's going to end. Nope. Flair kicks her head. Gets out of that. They both end up... So then Flair gets her into an F8. They roll through to the outside. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Why is this match still going? This match went like fucking 20 plus minutes. I swear it felt like it was going more than 20 minutes. I don't know what the official match time was, but it felt long. It felt like fucking 20 minutes too long. So anyways, they fight on the outside. So the match keeps going. You get a Piper's Pit. Flair gets her foot on the ropes. Another natural selection for a 2 count. A figure 8 attempt. Kicked off. The ref takes a bump with a spear. An armbar by Ronda, but no one's there to count it. And then as Ronda gets the ref up, she gets booted to the face. And Charlotte pins her for a 3 count. So, I don't know. I don't know what the official match time was. I'm going to look it up. Because whatever it was too long. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair. SmackDown Women's title. Official match time. I don't know. Doesn't say. I'll get the match time. But whatever it was way too long. The match felt just so disjointed and clunky. And it felt like... It felt like the other one was constantly trying to up the other one. But not in a good way. Like with Becky and Bianca, them trying to do the game of one-upmanship felt natural. It felt like it was a part of the story, not just a couple ego-driven individuals trying to look better than the other because, oh, I gotta look good, you're in business, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know on TV they're going to talk like this is the best match in history. That's what they're going to do. This match should have went on when Bianca and Becky did, and then this match should have been the second to last match. It should have been the second to last match. I hated this match with a fucking passion. And I don't want to see it again, but they set this up for a rematch. Oh, Stupid. Stupid. Stupid should be the word of the night. Charlotte wins. And I picked Charlotte. But I still hated this match. I'm just going to move on because I don't know what else I can say. Leave in the comments below, what did you think about this match? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Facepalm emoji. Deborah, I think that absolutely kind of nails exactly what I thought. That's it. But it was time for our main event segment, the KO show. Now, while I have already gave such glowing praise to this, please allow me just a little bit longer to do so. This segment was great. Match, not great. But I don't care, because overall, from start to finish, this was great. Best WrestleMania main event in years. In years to me. Good sirs. Good ma'ams. I'm kidding. I didn't really write down notes of what was actually said during the interview itself, if you will. But allow me to sum it up, not quite verbatim, but kind of just generalizing this, right? Generalizing it. Kevin Owens comes out, talks more shit about Texas. Fans want Austin. KO says, when I say so. Austin comes out. Fans cheer. Austin goes to ring. Fans cheer. Kevin Owens cuts him off. Calm down. Sit. Austin sits. Calls him a stupid son of a bitch. Says he's about 5 seconds from being called an asshole. Asshole chants ensue. Kevin says, you know what? I've been not honest with you. I didn't ask you to come here for the show. I asked you to come here because I wanted a fight. I wanted a match. Not just any match. A no-holds-barred match. And he talks more shit. Because Austin ain't saying nothing. What? So he's like, okay, well, if you're not going to take the match, then go home. Get off my show and go home. Don't embarrass yourself. Austin says, you know, this is where I started my career. This is where I'll end my career. Get me, and he goes to say, get me a god, but he stops himself, ref. And you can see he was frustrated, like, I just let me be me. So that ref was out there fast. And the crowd's up for it. The bell rings. And oh my God, we're on to Austin. Ooh. Oh man. Whew. Getting excited here. Let me temper myself. And, okay, so I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting nothing long. I even told Suzie, like, this will probably last a couple minutes, like 5 minutes max. You know, it'll be, you know, some moves here or there. Austin will look good. He won't really take any bumps. They'll figure a way around it. Oh, no. I was wrong. Now, while at first you could see Austin was kind of gentle with his bumps, by the end, dude took a fucking suplex onto concrete. I was no longer 37-year-old Zach. I was 13, 14-year-old me watching my fucking hero on television wrestling his first match in 20 years, damn near. 19 years. And man, it was fucking great. The match wasn't great, but Austin with one more main event. Kevin Owens got to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and it's never going to happen again. I mean, I know this. This is a one-time deal for this guy. Next year, he'll be middle of the card, night one or some shit. But Kevin Owens will always be able to go out and say, I was in the main event of the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania with the biggest superstar of this company, the biggest draw this company has ever had, in Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was me. Oh, and that fucking shirt he had on was killer. I want to buy that damn shirt. Suzie doesn't know this yet, but I want to buy that shirt. Even if I never wear it, I want that shirt, and I will get it. It was great. I didn't take notes of the actual thing because I was expecting a brawl. I was like, okay, no one really cares about what they said. It was more of, what did they do? That's what people care about. So that's what I'll talk about. And I got a match. So here we were, main event of the night, no holds barred. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens for the first time ever. And just a little fun fact that not a lot of people even have brought up. Austin has only main evented 3 other times. And out of those main events, he's only been with 2 people. This is his 4th main event. And now Kevin Owens is only one of 3 men to face Steve Austin in the main event. He's now with Shawn Michaels and The Rock as guys who main evented with the biggest draw in company history. That's pretty fucking good. That's a pretty good damn accolade to have. And when he goes into the Hall of Fame, because Kevin Owens will be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's pretty safe to say. Kevin Owens will be a Hall of Famer. He will be able to say that he was a main event guy at WrestleMania. It's pretty fucking cool. So, of course, you get the stare downs. You get Austin with some punches and then some stomps. You get a hard Irish whip into the corner. Austin starts to stomp him again. Austin gets a beer, takes a drink. Sends Kevin Owens to the outside, gets another beer, some more punches. Clothesline Kevin Owens, and then an eye rake. Austin is sent to the ring post. He gets hit with a tripod. He gets some punches from Kevin Owens. At this point, like, okay, so they're giving Kevin Owens a little bit of offense, but they're not going to give him a lot, right? It continued. Owen gets a table. He gets sent to that off of a reversal. They go and they actually fight into the crowd. Austin takes a bump, like a bump with a suplex onto the concrete. And look, Austin didn't look blown up. At first, he looked like, okay, gotta catch my wind. But as he got into it, he was okay. He was fine. So he takes that suplex. You get some shots to Austin's face, but he fights back, gives Owens a knee. They get back into the ringside area. Austin grabs Kevin Owens, throws him over him onto the table. Austin gets up there, cracks 2 more beers, chugs them, just starts laying into fucking Kevin Owens. But as they're trying to get back into the ring, Austin gets hung up on the top rope by Owens. Owens then tries to leave. He gets on the ATV. Can't figure it out. But Austin's like, I got you, guy. So he gets on there, beats his ass. He drives him up there. Kevin Owens is like, no. They get up there. He gets 2 suplexes by Austin onto the stage. Austin sends Owens down the ramp by throwing him and kicking his fucking ass down the ramp. Austin grabs 2 more beers, gets in the ring, gets a stunner. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, my God, they're going to give this match to Kevin Owens. Oh, shit. But it was only for a 2 count. 2. Owens gets a chair. He swings at Austin, misses, smacks himself in the face. Austin hits it with the stunner, gets the 3 count. Austin celebrates. It was so epic. You're right, Deborah. It was epic. But he gets, more beer, gives Owens another stunner, cops escort him out. Austin celebrates with his brother, gives Byron Saxton a fucking stunner. That was awesome. And the show goes off the air. Oh, man. 13-year-old me is so excited right now because he got to see his favorite wrestler. Now, something that I saw on Twitter is Austin looked like he was good. Like, Austin wasn't blown up. He was good with it. he looked like he was a little rusty at first. He felt like he was a little bit tight at first. Kind of, Draco's pointed that out in the chat. He looked like kind of like a tree stump there for a minute. But as the match went on, you could see Austin was getting more comfortable. And as he was getting more comfortable, he started moving more, and he was more flowy. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into it. I feel like Austin could have another match. And Austin's very old school. And the old school guys, Undertaker, Austin, Rock, Triple H, they all have gone out on their back. It's what you do as a wrestler. You go out on your back. Now, I'm not saying Austin's going to have some run. He's going to challenge for a title and have like 5-6 matches. He's going to wrestle for 2 more years. I'm not saying that's even a possibility. What I am saying, maybe he has a match at SummerSlam. Maybe he has another match next year at WrestleMania. They're in Hollywood. They're going to want to sell those tickets next year. Maybe Austin has like a match or 2. I don't know. It's possible. I guess what I'm saying is, like The Undertaker said last night at the Hall of Fame, never say never. Or it could just be a pipe dream. Either way, I'll take this. I will take this. I will cherish this. This was a great WrestleMania night. I can't judge the show as a whole yet. Haven't had night 2. But for night 1, this was a fantastic first night. Dare I say stupendous. So, that's going to do it for me, guys. I am done for the day. Thank you guys for joining me today on NXT Stand and Deliver. For my review of that. That is on the main channel. Thank you guys for coming here. Totally appreciate it. For all you who were live, anyone who joins me later, thank you guys. Hope you guys had a great WrestleMania Saturday. And I will be back tomorrow night with Jake to do Night 2's WrestleMania review. Until then, remember guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all else, join the nation. Talk to you later. And welcome, Yo Bro Nation. This is our new set of merch at the TeePublic store on teepublic.com/YoBroNation1. Check out this new line of merchandise. We got the brand new Join the Nation, Be the Nation shirt. We got the Holy Defender inspired t-shirt in memory of JD right here on the store. You like anime? Check out the Yo Bro Nation anime shirt. Kicking it with Sidekick Suzie, also here on this platform. We got the Glitch logo for the Yo Bro Nation shirt. We got the Yo Bro Nation shirt that's all in red. And just in time for WrestleMania season, you got the Yo Bro Mania 3 shirt. You got all these shirts. You got so many more on teepublic.com/YoBroNation. Go get your merch now, man. What are you waiting for? Go get it. Why are you waiting? Go get it. You know you like it. I'll see you.